Let's explore JavaScript Const arrays. It is important to understand the concept of array immutability and mutability. When you declare an array using const, it doesn't mean the array is entirely immutable. You can still modify the contents of the array. For example, you can add new elements using the push method or change existing elements by referring to their index. However, what you cannot do is reassign the const variable to a new array. Trying to do so will result in an error. Let's delve into common array mutations. While an array declared with const cannot be reassigned, its content can be modified. There are several built-in methods that directly change the array. These include methods like push and pop, which add or remove elements from the end of the array. Similarly, shift and unshift add or remove elements from the beginning of the array. There is also the splice method, which can add or remove elements at any position in the array. Also, methods like reverse and sort can change the order of the elements. Let's see an example. If we have an array called fruits with values apple and banana, we can add orange to the end using push and grape to the beginning using unshift. We can remove the last element using pop and first element using shift. The resulting array will be apple and banana. It is crucial to remember that while these mutations are allowed, reassigning the entire array is not. Now let's talk about freezing arrays using Object.freeze method. If you want to make sure that your array is truly immutable, meaning it cannot be changed, you can use Object.freeze. When an array is frozen, it prevents any modifications. You cannot add new elements using push, remove existing elements, or change the value of the existing elements. Any attempt to do so will result in a type error in strict mode or a silent failure in non-strict mode. The original array will remain unchanged. So, freezing an array makes it completely read-only, which is useful in many cases. It prevents accidental changes to the array. Let's explore the concept of deep freezing arrays. Regular Object.freeze only provides a shallow freeze, meaning it prevents changes to the top level of the array, but not to nested objects or arrays within it. To deeply freeze an array, you need to recursively apply Object.freeze to all nested objects and arrays. Here we have a function called deep freeze that does this recursively. It first freezes the array itself and then it iterates through each item, and if that item is an object and not null, it calls deep freeze on that item. This means it freezes all nested objects or arrays. With deep freeze, you can prevent changes at any level of the array. So if you have an array of objects containing data, after deep freezing, you will not be able to change the nested object values or add more objects to the array. This is really helpful for ensuring complete immutability of your data structures. Remember that regular Object.freeze is shallow and deep freezing is needed for complete immutability. Let's discuss some of the best practices for maintaining array immutability in JavaScript. Instead of directly modifying arrays, you should always create new arrays using non-mutating methods. For example, use the spread operator to create new arrays, use map for transformation of the array, use filter for creating subsets of arrays, and use concat for combining two or more arrays. These methods always return new array instances, leaving the original array unmodified. On the other hand, there are several anti-patterns that should be avoided, such as using push, pop, shift, unshift to add or remove elements. Also, do not directly modify array elements by referring to their index, and do not use splice to add or remove elements from array. Remember, it's always better to use pure functions for transformation and think about immutability from the beginning. You can consider using Object.freeze for extra safety when immutability is a strict requirement. By following these practices, you can write more predictable and maintainable code. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.